Let me also just quickly address communities of colors, because there is a long history in this country of communities of color being treated unfairly by the medical system. There are things like the Tuskegee experiment, which gives communities of color understandable suspicion of the medical system. On the other hand, this disease is affecting communities of color at much worse than it's affecting other communities. And that's probably because communities of color tend to live in multi-generational households where the grandparents are at risk of getting sick from the grandkids. And communities of color frequently have less access to medical care, sometimes have more coexisting conditions. But this disease has actually affected communities of color harder, more severely than other populations. So I understand the suspicion of the medical system. I understand why they're reluctant to get a vaccine that just came out. On the other hand, for communities of color, their risk of the disease is actually much higher than the general population.
Great, thank you. And I think the intergenerational household answer sort of ties back to those questions at the beginning of the program about the BioBot data. Why is the virus more prevalent in Harrisburg, a majority minority city, than in other communities throughout the country?
Thanks for joining us every Friday at noon for Community Conversations with Mayor Papenfuse, where we bring you the latest news and updates from right here in the city. We want to hear from you. What topics do you want to see in an upcoming edition? We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next Facebook Live Community Conversations.